We live in a world of weak men, men who broadcast their every thought, their every move, and their every feeling. They seek applause like children seeking a gold star. They bleed their emotions onto the internet, begging for validation. This is not the way of the Stoic. This is not the way of a king. Real power is found in the shadows. It is found in what you don't say. Silence is not empty. It is a weapon. Today, we are going to surgery. We are going to cut the fat from your life. We are discussing 7 things you must eliminate. Not gradually, not gently. You must kill these habits ruthlessly and quietly. Do not announce it. Do not post about your new journey. Just do the work. The first thing you must eliminate is the need to explain yourself. A lion does not explain himself to the sheep. When you constantly explain your actions, you are signaling submission. You are asking for permission to exist. Stop it. If you are building a business, keep your mouth shut. If you are hitting the gym, don't take a selfie, just lift the weight. Marcus Aurelius warned against the clacking of tongues. Why do you care what the mob thinks? If they misunderstand you, good. It means you are doing something they can't comprehend. Let them think you are lazy while you outwork them in the dark. Let them think you are stupid while you master your craft. The element of surprise is a tactical advantage in war, and life is war. The second thing to eliminate is your emotional reactivity. Look around you. Most men are fragile. A traffic jam, a rude waiter, a girl not texting backhand, they crumble. They lose their frame. If you can be provoked, you can be controlled. If a random stranger can ruin your day with a single word, you are a slave. Is that what you are? A slave to your impulses? Epictetus taught that we are not disturbed by things, but by our view of them. You must become a fortress. When chaos hits, you don't flinch. You don't whine. You calculate. You observe. Eliminate the need to show the world you are hurting. Nobody cares about your struggles. Your friends are busy and your enemies are glad you're failing. So keep it to yourself. Use the pain as fuel, not as a conversation starter. The third thing to execute is the habit of complaining. Complaining is the language of the loser. It is an admission of defeat. It screams, I am powerless to change this. Do you think history remembers men who complained? No. History remembers the men who conquered the obstacle. Every time you open your mouth to whine, you lower your status. You signal that you are a victim. If something sucks, fix it. If you can't fix it, endure it. Those are your only 2 options as a man. Everything else is noise. The fourth thing to eliminate is your obsession with the future. Anxiety is simply a failure of the imagination. You create monsters in your head that don't exist. You worry about failure before you've even started. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Stop living in a hypothetical future. Focus on the immediate mission. What is right in front of you? Dominate that, then move to the next thing. Anxiety is a leak in your fuel tank. Plug it up with action. You don't have time to worry. You have work to do. The fifth thing to quietly remove is your toxic associations. You are the average of the 5 men you spend the most time with. Look at your circle. Are they getting rich? Are they getting strong? Or are they drinking, gossiping, and drifting? If your friends are comfortable with mediocrity, they are anchors on your ankles. Cut them loose. You don't need a breakup text. You don't need a fight. Just fade away. Ghost them. Solitude is better than fake company. A strong man builds his own path. He doesn't follow a herd of losers off a cliff. The sixth thing to eliminate is the need for revenge. This is a trap. When someone wrongs you, your instinct is to strike back, to get even. But Marcus Aurelius said, the best revenge is to be unlike him. If you engage with a pig, you both get dirty, but the pig likes it. Indifference is the ultimate insult. When you ignore an enemy, you deny their existence. You show them that they are beneath your notice. That burns more than any punch ever could. Let your success be the noise that drowns them out. Finally, the seventh thing to eliminate is the pursuit of pleasure over purpose. We live in a dopamine-addicted society. Porn, junk food, video games, it's all designed to keep you weak. It seduces you into being a consumer rather than a conqueror. Discipline is the only freedom. If you cannot say no to your appetites, you are not a free man. You are a junkie. Quietly cut out the cheap thrills. Embrace the suffering of discipline. That is where self-respect is built, not in the easy moments, but in the hard ones. Go dark, do the work, and let your results shake the earth. We have identified the enemy habits. Now, we must understand the warfare of the mind. Let's go deeper into the first rule, eliminating the need to explain yourself. You must understand why you feel the urge to explain. It comes from a childhood fear of being misunderstood, of being in trouble. But you are a grown man now. You are not a child. When you explain, you are handing over your power. You are saying, please understand me so I can feel safe. Safe is for the weak. A Stoic king is comfortable with being misunderstood. In fact, he uses it. When people don't know your motives, they cannot predict your next move. This is strategic ambiguity. Robert Greene talks about this in the 48 Laws of Power. Always say less than necessary. When you speak, you reveal your cards. When you stay silent, you force others to reveal theirs. Silence makes people uncomfortable. They will talk to fill the void. They will tell you their secrets, their insecurities, their plans. All because you had the discipline to shut your mouth and hold your gaze. Try this for 1 week. When someone questions a decision you made, simply say, because I decided to, and then stop. Do not elaborate. Do not apologize. Watch how the dynamic shifts. You become the immovable object. Now, let's dissect the second elimination. Emotional reactivity. This is the killer of men. Society tells you to let it all out. They want you emotional. Why? Because emotional men are easy to manipulate. Advertisers want you insecure, so you buy things. Politicians want you angry, so you vote for them. When you react, you are being played. The Stoic concept of apatheia is not about having no emotion. It is about not being enslaved by them. Imagine your mind is a deep ocean. On the surface, there is a storm. The waves are crashing. That is your anger, your fear, your excitement. But deep down, at the bottom of the ocean, the water is still. It is calm. That is where you must live. Let the surface storm rage, but do not let it drag you up. When a man disrespects you, pause. Take a breath. Look at him. Realize that his disrespect is a reflection of his own pain, not your value. If you react, you lower yourself to his level. You are rolling in the mud with him. But if you remain silent, if you remain cold, you win. He wants a reaction. Deny him that satisfaction. This is the ultimate power move. It shows that you are the master of your own soul. Now, let's return to the third poison, complaining. This is the cancer of the spirit. We need to be ruthless here. Every time you complain, you are rewiring your brain for failure. Neuroplasticity is real. If you focus on the negative, your brain builds highways to negativity. You become efficient at seeing the bad in everything. Is that the man you want to be? The man who walks into a room and instantly spots the flaws. That man is a drain on resources. He is not a leader. A leader sees the problem and immediately looks for the solution. The Stoics believed in amor fati, love of fate. This is the opposite of complaining. It means that whatever happens, you don't just tolerate it, you embrace it. You lost your job? Good. Now you have the freedom to find a better career or start a business. Your girlfriend left you? Good. Now you have the time to focus on your mission and rebuild yourself. The obstacle is the way. Stop crying about the obstacle and start climbing it. Let's go deeper into the fourth elimination, future anxiety. This is a waste of your mental ammunition. You have a finite amount of energy each day. If you spend 40% of it worrying about a recession that hasn't happened or a conflict that might not occur, you are fighting a war on two fronts. You are fighting the present reality, and you are fighting a ghost in your head. You will lose. Seneca wrote, "He who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." Think about the times you worried about something. Did the worrying help? Did it change the outcome? No. It just made you weak before the battle even started. Stay in the present. Focus on the immediate task. Clean your room. Write that email. Lift that weight. The future is built by what you do right now, not by what you worry about. Now, the fifth elimination requires a hard look in the mirror. Toxic associations. This is the hardest one for men because we value loyalty, but loyalty to a loser is suicide. If your friends are not discussing business, fitness, philosophy, or growth, what are they discussing? People, drama, video games, the past. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. You need to be around men who intimidate you, men who are stronger, richer, and smarter than you. This forces you to level up. If you hang around clowns, you become part of the circus. Quietly distance yourself. You don't need a dramatic exit. You don't need to tell them they are losers. Just stop being available. Use your time to build. Eventually, they will stop calling. And that silence, that is the sound of your freedom. Let's analyze the sixth elimination, the need for revenge. This is a primal instinct. Someone hurts you, and you want to hurt them back. But revenge is an emotional reaction. It means they still control you. They are living rent-free in your head. While you are plotting revenge, they are outliving their life. Who is the real loser here? You are. You are holding onto a hot coal, waiting to throw it at them. But you are the one getting burned. The greatest Stoic retaliation is success. Massive, undeniable success. Work so hard that you forget they even exist. When you finally cross paths with them years later, you should look at them and genuinely not recognize them because you have ascended so far above their level. That is the victory. Indifference is the weapon of the gods. Use it. The seventh elimination, the pursuit of cheap pleasure. We are discussing the dopamine loop, okay? Pornography, fast food, scrolling on TikTok. These are chains. They are designed to keep you sedated. A man who cannot control his lust or his gluttony is a weak man. He is easily bribed. He is easily distracted. You must eliminate the need for constant stimulation. You must learn to be bored. In boredom, you find your thoughts. In boredom, you find creativity. When you cut out the cheap dopamine, your brain resets. You start to find joy in the hard work again. You start to enjoy the cold shower, the heavy lift, the long read. You become a monk in a world of addicts. This gives you an unfair advantage. While they are numbing themselves, you are sharpening yourself. Now, let's talk about a secret eighth thing to eliminate. Your plans. Never tell people what you are going to do. Going to start a business. I'm going to run a marathon. Shut up. Okay, when you announce your goals, your brain releases a hit of dopamine as if you have already achieved them. You feel good, which reduces your drive to actually do the work. It is a psychological trick. Keep your visions dark. Let the results speak. Imagine the shock on their faces when you show up 40 pounds lighter. Imagine the shock when you pull up in the new car or move into the new house. The shock value is powerful. It commands respect. If you talk about it for 6 months and then fail, you look like a fool. If you say nothing and succeed, you look like a genius. If you say nothing and fail, nobody knows. You protect your reputation. This is the way of the ghost. You are everywhere and nowhere. You are working while they sleep. You are learning while they party. And you are silent while they scream. This lifestyle is not for everyone. It is lonely. It is cold. But it is the only path to true sovereignty. You must decide today. Are you a performer seeking applause, or are you a conqueror seeking empire? Let's discuss the practical application. How do you start this today? You start with your phone. The device in your pocket is a noise machine. Turn off your notifications, all of them. Why do you let an app decide when to interrupt your focus? Reclaim your attention. When you are working, the phone is in another room. This is physical silence. It creates mental silence. Next, look at your conversations. For the next 24 hours, try to speak 50% less. Listen more. Look people in the eye and listen. Don't think about what you are going to say next. Just observe. You will be amazed at what you learn. You will see the insecurities in others. You will see the lies. When you are silent, you become a mirror. People see themselves in you, and that gives you power over them. Let's re-examine the concept of the inner citadel that Marcus Aurelius wrote about. He visualized his mind as a fortress. Outside the walls, there is war, plague, and betrayal. Inside the walls, there is order. You must build these walls. Every time you refuse to explain yourself, you lay a brick. Every time you refuse to complain, you mix the mortar. Every time you deny a cheap pleasure, you reinforce the gate. Eventually, your citadel becomes impenetrable. Insults bounce off. Failures are just scratches on the paint. You become the Stoic ideal. the man who cannot be broken because his value does not come from the outside world. It comes from his own code of honor. This is what it means to be a man in the modern age. It is to reject the softness of society and embrace the hardness of reality. There is a concept in Japanese psychology called Han and Tateme. Han is your true sound, your true feelings. Tateme is the face you show to society. The Stoic master understands this distinction. You keep your Han guarded. You share it only with the very few who have earned it. To the rest of the world, you present the Tatematha Stoic mask. Unreadable, calm, dangerous. Why dangerous? Because a man who cannot be read cannot be manipulated. If your boss doesn't know what you want, he can't leverage it against you. If your enemy doesn't know what hurts you, he can't strike you there. You become a ghost in the machine. You operate outside of their control. This is the ultimate freedom, but it requires the death of your ego. Your ego wants to be recognized. It wants to scream, "Look at me, look at what I did." You must kill the ego. You must be content with knowing you did it. Isn't that enough? Does a lion need the gazelle to complement his hunting skills? No. The result is the proof. The full belly is the proof. Your bank account, your physique, your peace of mind, these are your proofs. You need no other witnesses. Let's talk about the energy of silence. Science tells us that speaking requires significant cognitive load. When you are constantly chattering, you are burning fuel. Fuel that could be used for problem solving, for creating, for building. When you go quiet, you conserve energy. You build up a reservoir of power. This is why the strong, silent type is an archetype of masculinity. It implies a reserve of power. It implies that if this man does decide to act, it will be explosive. It will be decisive. Be that man. Let your silence be heavy. Let it fill the room. When you do speak, make it count. Make your words weigh a ton. People will lean in to listen. They will value your opinion because it is scarce. Scarcity creates value. Supply and demand applies to your words too. If you flood the market with your opinions, they become worthless. If you ration them, they become gold. This is basic economics applied to social dynamics. Stop inflating the currency of your speech. We are moving into an era of noise. Everyone has a podcast. Everyone has a channel. Everyone has a hot take. The world is drowning in noise. In a noisy room, the quiet man is the one who draws the eye. He is the anomaly. Be the anomaly. Let others exhaust themselves screaming for attention. You simply wait. You watch. And when the time is right, you strike. This is the path of the predator. The predator does not roar before the hunt. He moves in silence. He strikes in silence. Only after the kill is secure does he relax. Most men are roaring before they even see the prey. They are celebrating victories they haven't won yet. Don't be like them. Be the shadow. Be the silence. Be the outcome. Eliminate the noise from your life and you will hear the truth. The truth is that you are capable of more than you know, but you are wasting your potential on broadcasting your life instead of living it. Let's recap the elimination list. 1. The need to explain. 2. Emotional reactivity. 3. Complaining. 4. Future anxiety. 5. Toxic friends. 6. The need for revenge. 7. Cheap pleasure. And the bonus, your plans. This is your checklist. Write it down. Put it on your wall. Look at it every day. Ask yourself, did I violate the code today? Did I complain? Did I hold yourself accountable? Nobody else will. This is the burden of the king. The king has no supervisor. He has no boss. He must rule himself before he can rule others. If you cannot command your own tongue, how can you command a business? If you cannot control your own temper, how can you lead a family? It starts here. It starts in the silence. The next time you feel the urge to post a status update, delete it. The next time you feel the urge to gossip, bite your tongue. The next time you feel the urge to snap at someone, breathe. Feel the power of refusal, the power of no. It is addictive. Once you taste the control it gives you, you will never want to go back to being a noisy, reactive puppet. This is your transformation. It will not happen overnight. You will fail, you will slip up, you will complain. Catch yourself, correct yourself, get back on the path. The Stoic path is a lifelong march. It is not a sprint. But every step in silence is a step towards strength. Every word you swallow is a deposit in your bank of power. Imagine yourself 6 months from now. You are leaner, you are richer, you are calmer. People look at you differently. They respect you even if they don't know why. They can sense the change. They can smell the discipline on you. That is the goal. Not fame, not likes, but respect, and primarily self-respect. You look in the mirror and you see a man who is in control. That is the ultimate reward. So embrace the silence. Eliminate the weakness. Kill the noise. Your new life begins when you stop talking about it and start being it. The world is waiting for a strong man. Be him, but do it quietly. Let your success make the noise. Remember the words of Pythagoras, be silent or say something better than silence. Most of the time, silence is the best thing you can offer. It is the canvas upon which you build your masterpiece. Go now, disappear into the work. We will see you on the other side. This is the end of the lesson, but the beginning of the practice. Do not just listen to this video and nod your head. That is passive. That is weak. Take one thing, just one, from this list and execute it today. Maybe today is the day you stop complaining. Entirely. For 24 hours, try it. See how difficult it is. See how often your mind drifts to the negative. This struggle is the gym for your mind. The weights are heavy, but the muscle grows. You are building mental armor, and in a world that is getting softer, stranger, and more chaotic, that armor is the only thing that will save you. Be the rock in the river. Let the water flow around you. You do not move. You do not break. You just are powerful, silent, eternal. This is the Stoic way. This is the way of the real Stoic journal. Walk the path. And finally, remember that death is coming. Memento mori. You do not have time to waste on nonsense. You do not have time to waste on explaining yourself to idiots. You have a destiny to fulfill. Every second you waste on noise is a second you steal from your purpose. Guard your time. Guard your mind. Guard your silence. The world is loud. You must be quiet. In the silence, you will find your strength. Now, go and do the work.